What if I told you that the smallest changes in your daily routine could transform your entire life? In this video, we will discuss 7 powerful lessons from Atomic Habits by James Clear. Atomic Habits is one of the most successful books of this century with over 10 million copies sold. If you watch this video from start to finish, I guarantee that your life will change forever. You must pay attention to every lesson because they are all tied together. I'll show you exactly how to break the bad habits that are holding you back. Bad habits are incredibly hard to break. Whether it's procrastination, unhealthy eating, or binge watching TV when you should be working. Why do negative habits seem so easy to fall into but so hard to escape from? It feels like these habits have a hold on you that's almost impossible to shake. This isn't just about a lack of willpower. There's something deeper at play, and if you've ever felt stuck in a cycle of bad habits, there's a reason for it. The truth is, our brains are wired for immediate rewards. When you engage in a bad habit, whether it's endlessly scrolling on your phone or grabbing that extra slice of cake, your brain gets a quick hit of dopamine, the feel-good chemical. That immediate pleasure is what keeps you coming back, even when you know it's not good for you in the long run. On the other hand, good habits don't always offer instant gratification. They require hard work and tenacity, which the brain doesn't like. So how do you break free from procrastination and addictions? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share next might just be the key to unlocking the change you've been searching for. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to quit addictions or develop positive habits is because they focus too much on the outcome rather than the process. Most people set goals like, I want to lose 10 pounds, or, I want to stop smoking, but they don't realize that their day-to-day actions are what determine those outcomes. Those actions are driven by their habits, not their willpower. For example, if you're addicted to social media, it's not just about deciding to stop scrolling. It's about recognizing that your habit has a cue, like opening your phone and scrolling, and a reward, which is the dopamine hit we talked about earlier. To break the cycle, you have to change the cues and routines in your life. But what if you've tried and failed? What if no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to kick those bad habits? By following the strategies in this video, you will finally destroy those negative habits and become the person you've always wanted to be. The methods we're talking about today are based on proven psychology, and in just a moment, I'm going to show you how small changes can lead to massive transformations. It's not magic. It's science. All it takes is a few steps in the right direction. And the best part is you can start right now. Here are 7 powerful lessons that you can use to change your life today. Lesson 1. The power of 1% improvement. Imagine this. You decide to get 1% better at something every day. Just 1% better at your job, 1% better at exercising, or even 1% better at managing your time. Now, this might sound insignificant, but after a year of tiny improvements, you'll be 37 times better at that thing. That's a life-changing level of improvement. You can grow from novice to master in only 12 months. The ones who rise to the top aren't doing things that are 100% better than their competition every day. They're often only doing things 1% better, but over time, that 1% becomes their edge. This principle is what makes personal development feel manageable. You don't need to overhaul your life to make progress. You just need to commit to improving a little bit, every single day. For example, learning a new language. If you aim to learn just one new word a day, you'll have a vocabulary of 365 words by the end of the year. Now, think about it. What's one area in your life that could benefit from just 1% improvement each day? Hold on to that thought, because in a moment, I'll show you how this ties into breaking bad habits too. Lesson 2. Identity-based habits. Most people focus on outcomes when they try to build habits. They think, I want to lose weight, or I want to write a book. James Clear suggests focusing on your identity instead of your goals. This is called identity-based habits. Instead of saying, I want to write a book, you say, I am a writer. Instead of saying, I want to lose 20 pounds, you say, I am a healthy person. Why does this matter? Because when you tie your habits to your identity, it becomes a part of who you are, not just something you're trying to do. Let's break this down further. When you identify as a runner, it's not just about completing a race, it's about consistently showing up, even on the days when it's hard. When you believe, I am a runner, skipping a workout doesn't feel like missing a day, it feels like breaking your identity. It's no longer about forcing yourself to act. It's about embracing who you want to become and letting your actions follow. Lesson 3. Understand the habit loop. Why do you keep falling into the same habit? It's all about how our brain creates routines through cues, cravings, responses, and rewards. Let's break it down. Cue. The trigger that starts the habit. For example, seeing your phone lights up triggers a desire to check it. Craving. This is the feeling or desire that pushes you to act. For example, craving the nicotine hit of a cigarette. Response. This is the habit itself, grabbing a cigarette and lighting it. Reward. The pleasure or satisfaction you get from the action, reinforcing the habit. Let's look at a more complex example. Think of stress eating. The cue is stress, the craving is comfort, the response is grabbing a snack, and the reward is temporary relief. But the more you reward that cycle, the stronger the habit becomes. Here's the good news. By understanding this loop, you can start hacking your habits. Change the cue, and you can change the response. Replace the craving with a healthier option, and you break the cycle. It's all about understanding the psychology behind your actions. Lesson 4. The 2-minute rule. Have you ever procrastinated something for a week only to discover that it was much easier than what your mind made it out to be? One of the biggest reasons we fail to form habits is because we make them too complicated or ambitious. The 2-minute rule is a simple trick that will end your procrastinating habit for good. The idea is simple. When starting a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Want to read more? Don't commit to reading for an hour. Instead, commit to reading 1 page. Want to run every day? Start by just putting on your shoes. The power of this rule is that it removes resistance. Once you've started, you're more likely to keep going. The same goes for starting a study session or tackling a work project. Just getting started is often the hardest part. This concept of showing up consistently, even in the smallest way, can lead to powerful momentum over time. Lesson 5. Use habit stacking to create powerful routines. Habit stacking is one of the most practical and effective methods to build lasting habits. The idea behind habit stacking is simple. Link a new habit you want to build with an existing habit you already perform regularly. This method leverages the momentum of a behavior you already do, helping you create a seamless transition into the new habit. There are countless habits you already do every single day without thinking, like brushing your teeth, making coffee, or checking your phone in the morning. Habit stacking works because you piggyback on these established routines, making the new habit feel more natural and automatic over time. Example. Let's say you want to build a meditation habit. Instead of trying to find a completely new time slot for meditation, stack it onto a habit you already do. You might say, after I brush my teeth in the morning, I'll meditate for 2 minutes. This is powerful because you're not reinventing the wheel, just layering a new habit onto a pre-existing one. The more tightly you link the two actions, the more likely you'll stick to your new habit. You can use habit stacking for anything. Fitness. After I finish my lunch, I'll do 10 push-ups. Learning. After I sit down at my desk in the morning, I'll read for 5 minutes. Gratitude practice. After I have dinner, I'll write down 3 things I'm grateful for. By using habit stacking, you avoid the common struggle of forgetting to do the new habit or feeling overwhelmed by adding something new to your routine. You're simply making it an extension of what you already do. Pro tip. The more specific you are when pairing the 2 habits, the better. Use the format, after I, current habit, I will, new habit. This specificity reinforces the association between the 2 habits, making it easier to repeat daily. Lesson 6. Environment beats motivation. You might think that motivation is the secret to sticking with a habit, but the truth is, the environment you surround yourself with is far more important. If you're trying to cut down on junk food, but your kitchen is filled with snacks, no amount of motivation will save you from temptation. On the other hand, if you want to read more, keeping a book on your bedside table makes it easier to pick up. James Clear explains that if you want to build a good habit, design your environment in a way that makes the habit inevitable. Want to practice guitar? Keep the guitar visible in your room. Want to exercise? Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Your environment should serve as a constant, silent reminder of the habits you want to form. This way, motivation becomes less important because your environment does the work for you. One of the simplest yet most effective strategies to build good habits is to make them obvious. By making your habits visually obvious, you reduce the friction that often stops you from doing the right thing. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your behavior, so make sure it's working for you, not against you. Lesson 7. Focus on the process, not the goal. One of the most profound shifts in thinking from Atomic Habits is learning to focus on the process instead of the goal. We all tend to set ambitious goals, whether it's losing weight, getting a promotion, or learning a new skill. However, what often happens is we become fixated on the end result, and if progress feels slow, we get discouraged or give up altogether. Here's the key insight. Goals are good for setting a direction, but it's the daily systems and processes that actually get you there. James Clear emphasizes that it's much more productive to focus on the actions you take every day than to constantly measure yourself against a distant goal. Think of it this way. Your goal might be to run a marathon, but it's the daily runs, the stretching routines, the early mornings, and the gradual buildup of stamina that truly matter. These are the small processes that lead to success. If you focus on enjoying and mastering these day-to-day processes, the goal will take care of itself. Why is focusing on the process is more effective? When you focus solely on the goal, your motivation will fluctuate with your progress. But by focusing on the process, every small action becomes a win. This creates consistent momentum, making it easier to stay motivated long-term. Goals are often outside your full control. External factors, delays, or obstacles might prevent you from achieving them as quickly as you want. By focusing on what you can control, you avoid unnecessary disappointment and frustration. Focusing on the process trains your brain to value consistent, small improvements. You get better at the task itself, and over time, those small actions compound into big results. For example, if your goal is to lose 20 pounds, don't focus on the number on the scale every single day. Instead, focus on eating healthy meals, exercising consistently, staying hydrated, and sleeping well. The more you pour energy into these actions, the more you'll see gradual progress, and before you know it, you'll hit your goal. If your goal is to write a book, the process might involve writing for 30 minutes every morning, without obsessing over how many pages you've written or how much closer you are to completing the book. If you focus on becoming someone who writes daily, the book will eventually come together. It's not about achieving the goal, it's about becoming the type of person who consistently performs the actions that lead to that success. In short, the process is the real prize. Goals give you direction, but processes keep you on track and make success sustainable. When you fall in love with the process, the results will follow naturally. Whether you're looking to break bad habits or build new ones, always remember that small changes lead to big results over time. The power to change is in your hands. That's it for now. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe for more inspirational contents.